especially the salespeople and the customer service representative, start to believe that it is working again and we do create value to our customers. And in order to monitor that, we also place targets. We want to increase the cost per click, the cost per customer, by 20% in the coming year. We monitor it, by the way, on a management level each week. The click per customers and the phone calls per customer to see that we are rising. We also want to get higher scores from our employees, so we place a target of an increase of 20% in the score that the employees give for the value they think that Golden Pages creates to its customers. At this point, I would like to make a short break and go for the fun part. And this is actually not specifically related to the topic at hand, but I want to show you a campaign we have launched half a year ago. This campaign is targeted at our mobile service. We have a simple SMS-based service, whereas the consumer sends a query of a business is looking for in a city, and then he receives back the details of that particular business. What we found out, the consumer insight, is that when consumers start to use it, they get addicted to it, and it replaces the so-called DA-like service we have in Israel, which is not ours, and they start to use it on an ongoing basis, and it's like an addiction. So the advertising language we use for this campaign is related to addictions. Please enjoy it.
There's nothing like the first time. I had such a high. I remember I was in the middle of a spinning class. Suddenly, darkness, a power cut. One of the girls sent an SMS, electricians in Tel Aviv, to the number 2580. Within seconds, we got the number for Ronan Electricians. Since then, it's my savior. Pharmacies, plumbers, locksmiths, hotels. For me and Ronan, the electrician.
Yellow Pages by SMS is 2580.
Be careful. It's addictive.
And here's the male version of the same story.
It's available, it's cheap, it's fun. It's the perfect fix. A friend and I were starving. Suddenly he pulls out his mobile, writes an SMS, pizzeria in Tel Aviv, and sends it to 2580. Within seconds, bang! We got the number of the pizzeria in Tel Aviv. Since then I text all the time. Taxis, bars, Cinema City. I love their popcorn.
Yellow Pages by SMS is 2580.
Be careful, it's addictive.
We were able to more than double the usage on our mobile service after that campaign, and it stayed consistent because, as I said, it's addictive, and people, when they start to use it for the first time, they simply continue. So the next part would be the issue of the second step strategy, and I talked about the value, and I'm going to talk about the new ballgame that we want to create. We understood that in order to win, we have to change the rules of the game, and we have to enter new territories which are related to our business indirectly, and we can capitalize on our assets. So the next question should be asked is, what are our assets? So first of all, we believe that the sales force is our most important asset. We have a well-trained, well-spread sales force which is making 1,000 meetings a day with customers, definitely one of our major assets. Secondly, our customers. We have 40,000 customers that we establish relations with them, and we maintain the relations with them for many years already, and our asset of ours. The third one is our database. We have 260 businesses listed on our database. It is perceived as an accurate, profound, and a serious, well-appreciated database. And then fourth is our brand. With nearly an absolutely unaided awareness, we have a serious brand. It is perceived by the customers as a trusted brand, a well-appreciated one. And the next question would be, what are we doing with those assets? So, we had to look in the mirror, because we want to enter a new game. So we had to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, what are we really good at? And we are good, at the end of the day, we highlighted three things. First, we are good in selling advertising. Yes, guys, that's what we do. That's what we do for many years already. We sell advertising space. We are specialized it. And not only that, we specialize we sell it to specific customers, such as this one. I know it's quite a funny pictures, but I think this is one of our assets. We know how to talk to the plumber. The plumber is a specific kind of customer, and not many companies know how to interact with the plumbers. It's a specific segment. We have the sales guy, the local sales guy that works in the local market. Normally he knows the plumber. He could be his friend. They speak in the eye level. They communicate well. It's an advantage of ours, the way we address the SMB and guys like this plumber. And thirdly, we know how to manage the sales force. We know how to drive those guys to meet their objectives. Now we know also how to advertise and how to market and how to launch new products. And we also have some technological advantages. But at the end of the day, if we really need to narrow it down, we know how to sell advertising to the SMB, and we know how to drive our sales force to meet their objectives. Those are the things we know how to do. So if we want to enter a new game, we need to ask ourselves, who is our biggest threat? So to our opinion, our biggest threat is Google. Now, there's been a lot of talks in this industry about the relations between the Yellow Pages industry and Google. Our belief is that, there is this term co-opetition that is often used in this industry, was used in this particular room. We believe that in this specific term, the part competition is stronger than the part cooperation. And we consider Google as a big threat. We show a lot of respect to Google in Israel. They're doing a great job. We look closely at what Google is doing, and we consider them a major threat to our business. And that's why, when we look for a new territory, we want to be where Google isn't. Actually, we want to preempt Google and do things before Google is doing them. And that's one of the key drivers in that strategy, to preempt Google and be where Google isn't, because Google is a threat. So where do we attack? Taking advantages of our assets, knowing that we have to be where Google isn't, we have to attack in our home court, and our home court is simply the advertising arena. We have been working in this industry for so many years. This is where we need to extend our services to. And how do we do it? Simply by selling an entire advertising solution to our customer. Now here's the thing. A typical sales engagement between the typical customer and a typical sales guy, at least in Israel, we start by a phrase that the customer wants to either decrease the spend, decrease his spend on Google Pages, or he wants to abandon the service completely. For so many years, we used to fight our budget that just went down and down. We had to fight our budget within the advertising budget of the customer. Okay? We believe that the days where the customer spends 100% of his advertising budget on Yellow Pages is long gone. Okay? Time has changed, and as Mr. Tarif indicated, 33% more or less of